Your brain edits reality, like a movie, and we have the proof. You believe your eyes. You trust that what you see, what you hear, what you feel is the world as it really is. But here's the thing. It's not. You're not watching the world. You're watching a movie produced, directed, and edited entirely by your brain. Don't believe me? Just think about the dress. Was it blue and black or white and gold? That image was static. The pixels were totally fixed. But billions of people saw two completely different realities. That wasn't a trick of the light. That was a trick of the brain. Over the next few minutes, we're going to look at the neuroscience that proves your reality is a final cut. We'll see how your brain's internal editing process shapes everything from your memories and your arguments to your mental health, and even the future of AI. What you experience isn't raw data, it's a story, and your brain is the ultimate storyteller. Section 1. The illusion of now. The first secret to your brain's movie-making process is realizing that you're never actually experiencing the present moment. You're always living in the past. It sounds dramatic, but it's a neurological fact. When light hits your retina or sound hits your eardrum, that information has to travel along neural pathways, get processed, and then assembled into an experience you can understand. That whole process takes time. Research shows you live about 1/3 of a second behind actual events. It doesn't seem like much, but in that tiny delay, your brain does something incredible. It's not just receiving information, it's making a prediction about what's going to happen next to bridge the gap. Neuroscientist Tor Neurotranders called this the user illusion. Your conscious mind, the you that you think of as you, only sees the polished final product, a seamless experience where all the delays and glitches are edited out. Think of it like a live TV broadcast. There's always a slight delay before it hits your screen. Producers use that delay to censor anything unexpected, smooth out camera cuts, and make sure you see a coherent story. Your brain does the exact same thing. It takes the messy, chaotic, slightly late stream of sensory data and edits it into the smooth film you call reality. The blurry, upside-down images hitting your retinas are flipped and sharpened. Your brain filters out the boring hum of the air conditioner so you can focus on a single voice. Every second, your brain makes millions of these editorial calls. What to keep, what to throw out, and what to invent, just to make the movie watchable. Section 2. The prediction machine. So if your brain isn't just a passive window to the world, what is it? The leading theory in neuroscience today is that the brain is a prediction machine. This idea, championed by neuroscientists like Carl Friston, totally flips our old understanding of perception. You'd think it works like this. Light comes in, your brain processes it, and then you see. But it's actually the other way around. Your brain first generates a prediction, a hypothesis, basically a fantasy, about what it expects to see. As neuroscientist Anil Seth puts it, your perception is a kind of controlled hallucination. Your brain is constantly making its best guess about the world from the inside out. It uses your memories and past experiences to build a model of reality. Only then does it let the sensory data in. This info from your eyes and ears doesn't create the experience. It just fact-checks the prediction. Here's an easy way to think about it. Your brain has already written the script and started filming a scene. The light and sound coming in are like fact-checkers on set. If they match the brain's script, the scene keeps rolling. But if there's a mismatch, something unexpected happens, the brain flags a prediction error. That error is the only thing that's newsworthy. It's the surprise that forces the director to yell, "Cut," and update the script. This is why you instantly notice when a picture frame on your wall is crooked, but you don't actively notice it every single day when it's straight. The straight frame matches your prediction. The crooked one creates an error that demands your attention. So your conscious experience isn't the world itself. It's just the process of your brain correcting its own mistakes, microsecond by microsecond. Section 3. Editing techniques. Filling in the blanks. Every good film editor knows how to create the illusion of a continuous scene, even if their stitching together takes from hours or days apart. Your brain is a master of this, using all sorts of editing tricks to create your seamless reality. One of its favorite moves is just filling in the gaps. For instance, take your visual blind spot. In the back of each eye, there's a spot where the optic nerve connects to the retina. There are no light-detecting cells there, which means you are completely blind in that part of your vision. So why don't you walk around seeing two black holes in the world? Because your brain's editing department just paints over them, filling in the missing bits with whatever it predicts should be there. It's a literal fabrication, a special effect that runs 24/7 without your permission. This gets even weirder in more complex situations. There's a famous illusion called the McGurk effect. In it, you see a video of someone mouthing the syllable ga, but the audio is actually the sound ba. So what do most people hear? Da. A completely different sound that's a mashup of the visual and auditory info. Your brain, faced with conflicting data, doesn't just pick one. It compromises. It invents a new reality that best fits both inputs. It's an executive decision to choose a good enough story over a confusing truth. Recent research has even found what might be a reality threshold in the brain. Studies by researcher Nadine Dijkstra show that the brain decides if something is real or imagined based on the strength of its own neural signal. If a mental image is vivid enough, the pattern of brain activity looks almost identical to the pattern for actually seeing it. This suggests that for people who experience hallucinations, it's not just in their head. The brain's signal has crossed that reality threshold, making the imagined experience feel completely real. Section 4. The director's bias. Emotions, beliefs, and language. A film's final cut is always shaped by the director's personal style and biases. The same goes for your brain. Your reality isn't being edited by a neutral machine. It's directed by your emotions, shaped by your beliefs, and narrated by your language. Your emotional state acts like a powerful color filter. When you're feeling anxious, your brain is already predicting threats. A neutral comment from your boss might sound like criticism. But if you heard that same comment while feeling confident, you might take it as helpful feedback. The event is the same. The final cut you experience is totally different because your emotional state changed the prediction. This is why two people can have the same conversation and walk away with completely different memories of what went down. Their brains weren't just listening differently. They were building two different realities. Beliefs are an even more powerful director. The placebo effect is the most famous example. People's symptoms can actually improve just because they believe they're getting a real treatment, even if it's just a sugar pill. This isn't just in their heads. Brain scans show that the belief alone can trigger real physiological changes in the body. The mere suggestion of pain can activate the same brain regions as pain from an actual burn. Your brain's prediction that something will hurt or heal can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, literally editing your body's reality. And of course, language plays a huge role in the editing suite. The stories we tell ourselves and the stories others tell us frame what we pay attention to. If someone tells you over and over that a neighborhood is dangerous, your brain starts building a predictive model of danger. You'll start noticing things that confirm that story: a broken window, a shadowy alley, while ignoring all the evidence to the contrary. The story you've been told literally shapes the reality you're able to see. Section 5. When the edit goes wrong. Mental health. Thinking of the brain as a movie editor also gives us a powerful new way to understand mental health. Many mental health conditions can be seen as the brain's predictive machinery going off the rails. For example, conditions like schizophrenia, which can involve hallucinations and delusions, might be understood as the brain putting way too much trust in its own internal predictions and not enough on incoming data from the senses. The controlled hallucination loses its grip on the control part, and the brain's internally generated movie becomes detached from the shared reality of the outside world. Anxiety and depression can be framed as a biased prediction system. In anxiety, the brain might be stuck overestimating the probability of danger, filtering everything through a lens of potential harm. It's a brain stuck predicting the worst-case scenario. Depression might be a system that's too slow to update its negative predictions. Even when good things happen, the brain's model of a negative world is so rigid that it doesn't let the new, positive information in, leading to a feeling of hopelessness. The insight here for therapy is huge. If our thoughts and feelings are just the product of a predictive process, then they aren't absolute truths. They're just one possible edit of reality. Practices like mindfulness can help us become aware of this process, to watch the movie of our mind without immediately believing every scene. This creates a little bit of space between the brain's prediction and our reaction, giving us a chance to question the edit and, eventually, start changing the script. Section 6. The future of the edit. AI and shared reality. This idea of the brain as a prediction machine even helps us tackle some of the most futuristic questions out there. If our consciousness comes from a system that builds and refines models of the world, could a smart enough AI ever become conscious? If we build an AI that uses predictive processing to learn, will it also develop an internal, subjective experience, its own controlled hallucination of reality? The question of AI consciousness might not be about raw power, but about whether a machine can build a coherent, self-referential story about its own existence. But there's one critical part of our own reality that an AI might be missing: social anchoring. Your sense of what's real is constantly being checked and co-created by the people around you. We all implicitly agree to share a reality, but this also makes our grasp on reality incredibly fragile. When huge groups of people have predictive models that are wildly different, when their brains are producing fundamentally different movies of the world, that shared reality can shatter. We see this in social polarization and the spread of misinformation, where different groups live in completely separate information bubbles, leading to tragically different perceived realities. Conclusion. So, if your reality is a movie, the most important question is this: are you aware of the director? Because what neuroscience is showing us is that we are not just passive audience members. We are active participants in the construction of our own experience. Understanding the edit is the first step to changing the script. By recognizing that your brain is a prediction machine, you can start to question your own assumptions. By understanding that your emotions color your world, you can learn to see past your own biases. The world you experience is not the world as it is. It's the world as it is to you. And that's an incredibly powerful realization. because it means you have way more creative control than you ever thought possible. If this changed how you see reality, subscribe for more insights into the incredible movie-making machine inside your head.